I love this guy, Dusty May. Michigan basketball just beat Penn State, and it was 76-72. It was a close game at home for the Wolverines. That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how Dusty May must have listened to me, dependent fanatic, going into this win versus Penn State. Because I listened to his post-game press conference, and everything he brought up, I talked about in that beatdown versus Purdue. I'm sure a lot of people did. But I was kind of nasty with my truth in that loss to Purdue. And after he beat Penn State, he brought up certain facts that I brought up in that video. And it endeared me even more to Dusty May. I've always loved him ever since the hire, great hire. The procurements of talent is awesome. But this right here shows me that he is willing to learn. And he didn't understand the Big Ten. There's a quote coming up from him after this game. But Dusty said he simplified the approach offensively in this game versus Penn State to limit turnovers. Yes. We weren't ready. He said we were not quite ready for the intricate pick and rolls, the type of scheme that he wants to implement eventually. And I think he will. But he learned and he simplified things for the players that he has right now, which is something that some coaches do not do, regardless of the sport that they are in. So Dusty May, man, I love this guy. He said he'd simplify things. You have to get back to the basics in the Big Ten Conference. And he agreed with me. Dusty stuck with his players, acknowledging Trey Donaldson's past games that weren't very good, but the stick-to-itiveness of him to allow these players to go score. And man, Trey Donaldson scored the last 9 points basically of this game. He had 7 points, 2 points off an assist. So he accounted for the last 9 points of the game. I have been hard on Trey Donaldson, but Dusty May was like, I know how good you are, and he stuck with him, and because of that, Michigan won this game versus Penn State. They are now 7-2 in conference, 2 games behind Michigan State, who is undefeated in conference, and a tiebreaker behind Purdue because of that blowout. But I said that the Big Conference is a strange and physical animal in my last video, didn't I? And Dusty was asked in his post-game interview if it is a change from what he was accustomed to before at FAU. And he said it's a scuttlebutt, whatever that means. But he said we will adjust to how the game is being called, which I loved to hear, because it means he is learning the Big Ten ways. Every game's going to be different. They're going to call every game different. So, and then he brought up the offensive rebounding in this game, where that was another thing that I brought up in that video in the loss to Purdue, is the rebounding. We eventually got the lead in that, but it was too little and too late. We did attack the offensive boards in this game. We got rebounds in this game. We didn't turn it over in this game. Simplifying things is sometimes a good thing to do. He said, Dusty May, and I quote, "They didn't realize how much more difficult it was in the Big Ten." End quote. Acknowledgement is the first step for Dusty May and this team, and he realized it. He realized it now, and I think I was the first one to bring it up to him. And I said, you gotta not turn it over. I brought this to his attention in that video. He brought up all the things that I brought up in that video. It was crazy. But he can procure talent, of course. That is for certain. This team is uber talented, great in size, length, shooting ability. Now he's learning how to win in a new atmosphere, which is the Big Ten. We have to remember that Michigan went 8-24 last year and was dead last in the Big Ten with a 3-17 record under Juwan Howard last season, his final season. Dusty came in and revamped everything. And now, the fact he acknowledged the Big Ten is different, it just gave me a warm feeling inside as a Michigan fan, because he knows. He knows. He has picked up everything I laid down, and he's taken it to heart as a Michigan head coach. You know, you gotta go win these games. No one's gonna give anything to a Michigan program ever, no matter what sport. So, gotta go get it. And damn it, I think this basketball team just went and got it tonight. On a night when Vlad Golden was sick and couldn't contribute much, Trey Donaldson stepped up, and with everything that he has learned throughout the season, Michigan is now 15-5. They are at least a 6th seed as of right now. Go check out the college basketball resume ranking. The CBRR is what I'm going to abbreviate it as going forward. But yeah, Michigan has a chance to be special, especially now that Dusty May has acknowledged and is realizing the Big Ten is different. So you have to adjust to that accordingly. And I think maybe he is going forward with this team. Otherwise, the roster is amazing for Michigan. You got Danny Wolf, Vlad Golden, the 2 7-footers who like to pick and roll with each other. You got 3 point guards that are capable. Trey Donaldson, just proved that he is a capable point guard. Too many turnovers early in the game, but I think they tried to slow things down for him in this game, and he had less turnovers, more assists. So, that's a thing going forward. Amari Burnett was jamming the ball. We need more guard action. We need cuts from them, mid-range. They need to step up and hit mid-range if the threes are not dropping. But in this game, they dropped just enough for Michigan. So, they're a capable team. They just now got to learn situations, and I think the head coach is right on track. right on track. I love Dusty May. Are you with me? Like the video. Share with other people. Subscribe if you have not. Thank you if you have subscribed. We're over 330 now, so that's good. Little by little, we are gaining. Other than that, we have Rutgers Saturday at 3:30 on Fox, I believe. So stay tuned for a reaction from that. Check out the Michigan Sports Report, where I talk all about Michigan athletics, professional, Michigan State, Michigan, all of it. It's a weekly recap that I did. I'll put that in the card or on the end screen for you. And I got to leave you with a Go Blue and Go Dusty May. He's almost doubled Michigan's wins from last year already.